Education MCQs 3 Educational Measurement, Testing and Evaluation. Present day philosophy of education lays emphasis upon the adjustment of whole individual physically, mentally, emotionally and dash. A. Socially, B. Politically, C. Chemically, D. Correctly. Answer is option A. Socially. It is important that education outcomes reflect broad dash objective. A. Philosophical, B. Practical, C. Educational, D. Mutual. Answer is option C. Educational. Which is concerned with the desirable development toward the adjusted living. A. Science, B. Education, C. Teaching, D. Psychology. Answer is option B. Education. Which is the vital component of the teaching learning process? A. Learning, B. Training, C. Measurement, D. Curriculum. Answer is option C. Measurement. Learning process cannot be evaluated with only through the administration of dash tests that consists almost exclusively of white. Interpreted broadly, educational evolution includes evolution not only of pupil progress but also curricular offerings of organization, of teaching techniques and of dash. A. Educational outcomes, B. Educational techniques, C. Educational behavior, D. Educational familiarities. Answer is option A. Educational outcomes. It is well to observe that dash is always a mean to an end and never an end in itself. A. Measurement, B. Observation, C. Evolution, D. Training. Answer is option A. Measurement. A measurement is simply a quantitative description of dash. A. Learning, B. Experienced data, C. Observed data, D. Achievements. Answer is option C. Observed data. The significance or educational implication of measurement are realized, self-evident or dash. A. Self-associated, B. Automatic, C. Self-motivated, D. Self-measured. Answer is option B. Automatic. True significance of the dash can be determined only when it is seen in relation to other relevant factors and it fitted into total patterns of situation. A. Measurement, B. Result, C. Evolution, D. Recreation. Answer is option A. Measurement. It must be recognized that recent tendencies in education have enlarged its scope and increased its complexity and have hereby added the difficulties of teaching and dash. A. Observation, B. Potentialities, C. Implication, D. Administration. Answer is option D. Administration. The need for dash is great in modern schools as ever before, but the difficulties of providing for it are vastly greater. A. Proper teaching, B. Proper evaluation, C. Proper discipline, D. Proper education. Answer is option B. Proper evaluation. If evaluation of result of learning is to be functional, it must take into account dash general factors. A. 2, B. 3, C. 4, D. 5. Every experience through which an individual passes leaves a residuum on the knowledge or a changed dash. A. Data, B. Interest, C. Attitude, D. Behavior. Answer is option C. Attitude. If the learner is to make satisfactory, he dash needs to know from what to what he is processing. A. Observation, B. Achievement, C. Progress, D. Progress. Answer is option D. Progress. The learner needs to compare his rate and amount of progress with those of his dash. A. Parents, B. Peers, C. Students, D. Teachers. Answer is option B. Peers. The learner needs help in evaluating his powers to achieve and degree of dash that he has attained. A. Success, B. Possibility, D. Attitude, D. Interest. Answer is option A. Success. School administration and teacher as well as community health agencies recognize the importance of physical aspects of dash. A. Education. B. Communication. C. Learning. D. Criticism. Answer is option A. Education. No matter how alert a teacher may be, he probably should be held responsible for a complete dash of the health of his pupils. A. Checkup. B. Observation. C. Evaluation. D. Potential. Answer is option C. Evaluation. Evaluation of individual readiness for further learning on increasingly higher level is becoming a common practice in our dash. A. Society. B. Surroundings. C. Universities. D. Colleges. Answer is option D. Schools and colleges. Before the outcomes of general specific learning experiences can be evaluated, there must be a clear understanding of objectives which are to be realized through A. Influence. B. Appreciation. C. Anticipation. D. Instruction. Answer is option D. Instruction. The dash of evaluation must be so constructed that they yield adequate measures of what has been learned. A. Method. B. Technique. C. Scope. D. Result. Answer is option B. Techniques. Several examples can be cited to illustrate what is meant by the clearness and definiteness of objective in instruction and dash. A. Evaluation. B. Social development. C. Effective approach. D. Learning. Answer is option A. Evaluation. Which of these is a complex activity? A. Learning to write. B. Learning to express. C. Learning to read. D. Learning to understand. Answer is option C. Learning to read. The fundamental purpose of dash reading is the obtaining of thought from printed and written material. A. Selective. B. Complete. C. Just. D. Silent. Answer is option D. Silent. It is generally accepted that writing instructions should stress the dash general elements A2, B3, C4, D5. Answer is option A2. Evaluation of dash must be specific in terms of immediate objective to be achieved. A. Interest. B. Art. C. Study. D. Writing. Answer is option D. Writing. For many generations, people progress was measured through the utilization of teacher-made and often subjectively marked examination of the dash. A. Objective type. B. Literature type. C. Essay type. D. Paragraph type. Answer is option C. Essay type. Who was usually asked to describe, compare, discuss, evaluate, and reproduce exactly that which had been learned. A. Teacher. B. Learner. C. Examiner. D. Writer. Answer is option B. Learner. People performance varied in the interruption of questions, and teachers' evaluation gave evidence of difficulties among the teachers in the interpretation of dash. A. Examination. B. Question. C. Answer. D. Formalities. Answer is option C. Answer. The psychologists of the dash century made commendable strides in the development of techniques of measuring the results of sensory stimulation. A. 16th. B. 17th. C. 18th. D. 19th. Answer is option D. 19th. In our dash activities, we tend to evaluate individual ability to perform on the basis of the product produced. A. Year by year. B. Month by month. C. Week by week. D. Day by day. Answer is option D. Day by day. The real test of learning achievement is successful dash. A. Planning. B. Learning. C. Practice. D. Material. Answer is option C. Practice. Progresses subject matter achievement in fundamental dash goal. A. Examination. B. Educational. C. Measuring. D. Intellectual. Answer is option B. Educational. Many evaluating tools and techniques have been devised, some of which can be applied by the dash. A. Psychologists. B. Observers. C. Classroom teachers. D. Government. Answer is option C. Classroom teachers. Those special techniques that are intended to discover subtle personality attributes should be used only by the psychologists and dash. A. Government. B. Psychiatrists. C. Citizens. D. Old students. Answer is option B. Psychiatrists. Performance of an examination stimulus in interested dash towards the further accomplishment. It helps him to discover the important elements of his study and wherein he has succeeded or failed. A. Learner. B. Teacher. C. Citizen. D. Candidate. Answer is option A. Learner. With the increase of interest in measuring movement, there arose during the dash a wave of testing that appeared to be done for its own sake rather than for the benefit of the learner and teacher could devise from the testing. A. 1950s. B. 1940s. C. 1930s. D. 1920s. Answer is option D. 1920s. The utilization of instruments of measurement should be an important part of teaching and dash. A. Teachers. B. Learning. C. Measuring. D. Diagnosing. Answer is option D. Answer is option B. Learning. Evaluation involves much more than dash. A. Practice. B. Technology. C. Diagnosing. D. Measurement. Answer is option D. Measurement. Evaluation, sometimes a rather dash process, employs both objective and subjective activity. A. Simple. B. Complex. C. Human. D. Important. Answer is option C. Option B. Complex. Evaluation involves the use of many types of instruments for dash. A. Appraisal. B. Completion. C. Processing. D. Identifying. Answer is option A. Appraisal. While there may be many different but worthless approaches to evaluation in dash, it is usually helpful to examine, view, and formulate such practices within the practices which in framework of generally accepted principles. A. Consideration. B. Period. C. Education. D. Program. Answer is option C. Education. Which process is presumed to reach the stage of perfection? A. Continuous. B. Educational. C. Commercial. D. Domestic. Answer is option D. Domestic. At all levels of educational endowment, human beings are capable of dash. A. Reading. B. Improvement. C. Administration. D. Working. Answer is option B. Improvement. The total process of evolution as applied to the education cannot be appraised without giving particular attention to important elements of the dash. A. Leadership. B. Measurement. C. Education. D. Process. Answer is option D. Process. The total process of evaluation can no more effective than the ability of dash to analyze an educational situation with expertness. A. Programmers. B. Researchers. C. Evaluator. D. Planner. Answer is option C. Evaluator. The appraisal process must depend upon many sources for the collection of dash data. A. Positive. B. Necessary. C. Available. D. Valuable. Answer is option B. Necessary. The concept of inclusiveness is important, particularly in relation to diagnostic phase of the dash. A. Productivity. B. Learning. C. Evolution. D. Training. Answer is option C. Evolution. The evaluator is interested basically in gathering evidences which will indicate growth or change and which will serve as springboard to further dash. A. Action. B. Planning. C. Growth. D. Course. Answer is option A. Action. The source of information necessary for the evaluation vary from the writing records and activities of dash to ability achievement and projective tests. A. Principal. B. Children. C. Judge. D. Leader. Answer is option B. Children. For evaluation to be meaningful, it has to be continuing or ongoing activity built into the planning function at dash level. A. 2, B, 3, C, 4, D, all. Answer is option D, all. There are dash bases of judging the state of an institution in relation to any indicator. A, 2, B, 3, C, 4, D, 5. Answer is A, 2. In some cases, dash standards may not be available and evaluators will have to go by judgments of efficiency and effectiveness or making comparative judgments. A, definite, B, absolute, C, modern, D, classical. Answer is option B, absolute. As regards reporting, there are dash diverse views. A, many, B, 2, C, 2, D, no. Answer is option C, 2. The dash of evolution is also a significant factor which should be considered in evidence. A, cost, B, direction, C, used, D, purpose. Answer is option A, cost. The functions of educational administrator is to ensure that educational system is responsive to needs of learners and the dash at large. A, institute, B, provider, C, management, D, society. Answer is option D, society. Who has defined evolution as examining and judging the worth, quality, significance, amount, and degree or condition of something? A, Taylor, B, Cronbach, C, Kaufman, D, Webster. Answer is option D, Webster. Who has defined evolution as a process of delineating, obtaining, and providing useful information for judging decision alternatives? A, Cronbach, B, Stuffelbein, C, Kaufman, D, Taylor. Answer is option B, Stuffelbein. A particular continuing and cyclic activity involving a number of steps and operations is called A, process, B, information, C, judging, D, decision alternative. Answer is option A, process. Evaluation process includes the main steps, obtaining, and dash. These steps provide the basis for choosing a particular methodology of evolution. A, developing, B, providing, C, thinking, D, decision making. Answer is option B, provide.